Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of talking about the Bible and about God. Today we are going to be talking about representing Christ and what it means and what we're supposed to do. And with that said, we will get right into it. I want to start off in Matthew. We're going to be in Matthew a lot today. We're going to start off in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. It says, "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. Do not serve God and money." We cannot serve two masters. We cannot, go to church on Sunday, and then when Saturday rolls along or when Friday rolls along, we can't be going to parties and drinking and making horrible jokes and all these different things, cussing too much. We can run into things, that's fine, but we cannot serve two masters. We cannot serve this world. We cannot be doing these evil things and serve God at the same time. That's not right. That's not how that works. And that's that. And from there, we'll go into Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. It says, "You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles?" So you will recognize people by their fruits. You can tell someone if they are walking with Christ and when they're not walking with Christ. It is very simple. It is very easy to tell. And sometimes people can put on a facade, that's true, but 99% of the time you will be able to know. And you cannot do that you cannot be walking, you will not have good fruits if you're not walking with Christ. If you're doing these things, like if you cuss a bunch, like a lot, and you're just, or if you drink, or if you smoke, or if you're doing these things, in the wrong manner, you won't have good fruits. People will know. People will see. People can know these things. And I've seen that in people. I've seen people who say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," but then you look at the way they live their life and they don't read the Bible. They don't follow God's commandments. They just think that because they're saved by grace that they can do anything they want. And that's not true. If you go into Romans chapter 6, it says that if we're saved by grace, does that mean we can just do whatever we want? It says no. We should still follow God's commandments. So from there, we'll go into Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. It says, "Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." In some of the other books, probably even translations too, this was ESV, it says, let him deny himself daily, or take up his cross daily. It is a battle. It is a fight we have to go into every single day. It's not just we do one day good and then the next day we get a break. Every single day we need to deny ourselves. We need to deny our flesh. We need to kill our flesh, starve it, and follow Christ. We have to push past our boundaries. We do not get to just live freely. That's not what we get to do. And that's just that. So from there, we'll jump up to 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Therefore, we are ambassadors for Christ, God making his appeal through us. We implore you on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God." We represent God. We represent Christ. What we do, we are supposed to glorify him in all of our actions. Whatever we're doing, whether you're an athlete, whether it's something simple, whether it's just a regular conversation, we are to glorify God. We are to mention God. That is we are ambassadors, and the way we live should represent that as well. People know when you're walking with Christ. Remember that. And then from there, we'll go back, or go, I forget, I think it's up in the Bible. Romans chapter 12, verses 1 through 2 says, "I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. We should not be walking in the way of the world. We shouldn't be following others that are doing these bad things. Let me put that in a better way. We should not, just because someone else does it, doesn't make it fine for us. And especially for Christians in this world, just because someone else is making really bad jokes, really inappropriate jokes, or cussing, or doing these things, doesn't mean it's right for us. That's not the case. So do not be conformed by the world, and we should be as holy as we possibly can, and try to be as acceptable as we can to God. Everything we should do should be out of our love for God, and we should try to be the best we can out of our love for God. So from there, we'll go to Colossians. Farther up, it says Colossians chapter 3 verse 17, and whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. I just talked about this a little bit ago, but we should do everything we do should glorify God. Whether it's even eating, it could be sports, it could be conversations, it could just be our alone time. If we're just, who knows, video games, like, it could be anything. We should glorify God and give thanks to him in all that we do. And finally, Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Our works and what we do on earth and everything that we do should glorify God, and with it can lead other people to God. We should glorify God to the point where when people see our kindness or our mercy and our grace and the things we do, our relentless giving, they should look at us and be like, I want what that person doesn't have. Or, sorry, I want what that person has that I don't have. That's what we want. So just keep all this in mind, guys. It is extremely important to represent Christ, to represent God. We should live for him. We should not live for the world. And we cannot serve two masters. We have to represent God, represent Christ. So keep that in mind, guys. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is. Have a good day, night, all that. Love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.